So I want to ask you about just the road trip so far. Of course, you want to end on a strong note, but what did you like about the team's game in the past 3 contests, and what do you want to sharpen up for tomorrow?
The first two, I think we just got out to slow starts, and that kind of got us behind the 8 ball. But the way we finished those games, even though it didn't finish the way we wanted, and the score wasn't, I guess a result of that. The way we finished, the way we competed with each other, I think was a big one. And then last game, we stuck with it the entire game. It came down to overtime, and we knew how crucial that extra point was. And especially a kill late in the game and going into overtime, our killers did an unbelievable job of getting that done to give us opportunity to get the 2 points. And going into tomorrow, we know where this team is in the standings, but they've won 2 games in a row, and they're playing good hockey right now. So we got to be ready right off the get-go, and try to finish this off on a good note.
Now, with the trade deadline behind you, of course, you have Braden Shen going to face his former team tomorrow. Just what has he been to the group so far in terms of his debut, and how does he fitting right in with that leadership quality?
Yeah, I mean, you could see the way he was playing last game. He's physical. He gets up the ice well, and he just brings that aspect that we might have been missing a little bit. He's gritty. He wins faceoffs, and like you said, he brings that extra leadership into this dressing room on top of the guys that we already have. So he's fit in well, and it's not easy going up against your former team right off the get-go. But he's probably gonna have his family in the stands, and he probably got to spend a little bit of time with them. Since we got here yesterday, which is nice. So we're looking forward to it.
With JG Peugeot, just how excited are you that he extended for 3 years?
Yeah, it's awesome. Pager's one of a kind, and that energy that he brings every single day, guys feed off of it, and what he brings to this club, is irreplaceable.
Road trip, what went well, what didn't, and what you're looking to sharpen up as a team before St. Louis tomorrow?
Well, I think obviously the first 2 games we know we weren't good enough, not good enough defensively, just giving up too much. But I think, obviously we fought hard, San Jose, tight game. I think still areas to clean up, but, you're always going to kind of find that. It's hard to be perfect, but I think, the compete, the battle, block shots all over the ice, I think those are little things that help you win. And we're going to need that again. Obviously, we didn't start this road trip well, but we have a chance tomorrow to get it to 500, and that's got to be our focus. Is just right from puck drop, having a better start. I thought we were better San Jose start, but the previous 2 games not as much. So start's going to be key, and just doing all those little things. Obviously. Things are tight in our division, so every point matters, and we got to keep fighting here.
After the deadline, Darsh talked about players that are tough to play against can really help the playoff push. The battle to secure a spot. With Shen coming in, what'd you see from his debut on Saturday, and also what's the belief in this room heading into these final crucial 18 games of the regular season?
Yeah, no, he's obviously a huge add for us. I think in their center dot, winning draws, physical, finishes every hit. Can make plays, but I just think, he's big body forecheck that doesn't turn away from getting physical. So, that definitely helps stretch run here in playoffs. The belief in here is, strong. I think, I think right from day one we believed, and we've done so much work the last past months to get ourselves in this spot, and I think our confidence is high, and it's whatever happens in a game. There's no quit. There's no worry. We keep fighting. So we're never going to back down. So we just got to keep going here. This is when it gets fun. I find this time of year it's a lot of fun. Every point matters. So every win is so crucial, and just coming together as a team here that we've built all year, and now just kind of fighting for each other every night. That's what's fun about this sport.
With JG Peugeot extending for 3 years, I want to ask you about, of course he's a consistent point producer, but what are the smaller things that maybe go unnoticed that have huge impact on the team's success?
He does a little of everything for us. I think face-off dot, he's always crucial in big moments, penalty kill. He's winning big face-offs. I think on the kill, he's such a key part of that and success we've had this year. And I just think because in a shutdown role, you can play him all over the place. I think he's been such a key component to our team over the last however many years, and obviously really special to have him back for the next 3
games, the road trip, and how you want to tighten up and clean up before facing the Blues tomorrow.
Yeah, this morning we talked a bit about our D-zone coverage. I mean, the overload, making sure we do a good job just to refresh and talk about it a little bit. But I thought we had a good game against San Jose. We did really good things defensively and offensively. I thought against Anaheim, offensively, we were pretty good. Just a little more traffic in front of the net. I mean, take the eyes away from the goalie. And then in LA, we didn't have a really good start, but I thought we played better in the second and third. So what we tried to do is reproduce what we did in the second and third period, maybe in LA, and then what we did it all night long against San Jose.
I know you mentioned for Schenn jumping in his first game is kind of an adjustment, but he played well. Just how good is it for him to get a full practice in here in St. Louis?
Yeah, it's funny because, I mean, both guys, I mean, Soucy when he came in, played the Rangers back-to-back, and then you have Schenner playing against the Blues, I mean, tomorrow in St. Louis. So sometimes it's better that way. I mean, I remember my first game back in Montreal. I was excited to coming back. I mean, played there like him 10 years, and you're always very nervous. I mean, things are going so fast, and since he's been here, and since when I was traded to Montreal, and from Montreal to Colorado, and I feel like sometimes we forget to pause and take the time to breathe and look around, and I felt like that's what he did this morning, take the time, and I'm sure he's going to reflect on his days here, and I'm sure the fans are going to be so nice to him because, I mean, he won a Stanley Cup here, and he had such a great career with the Blues, so I'm sure it's going to be a great moment for him.
What is your role as a coach compared to the room, the guys in the room, in getting a new player acclimated to an organization?
Yeah, the first thing, I mean, you want to do is explain a little bit what's our culture, what's our values, where we're going, and then after that, show a little bit of the structure. Not get overboard, but just show a few clips here and there on every situation and explain, because I'm pretty confident that most of the players played that kind of system at some point in their career. It might be different in what they do, but let's say, example, we were 1-1-3 in a neutral zone. They were probably 1-2-2. So, I mean, it's a little different, but overall, he played that before. So it's just to refresh the mind and make him feel comfortable. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's explaining him what's the role for him. And to me, it was important for him to know that I want him to be sort of a mentor for Richie, knowing that he will play with him. So, I mean, help him, and he did it in the first practice, so first morning skate, I should say, and he's been helping him since. So I think it's nice to have someone that won a Stanley Cup, but also was a leader and learned so much from different players throughout his career.
I'm sorry. And the room takes care of itself. You have the trust in the room that he fits in, and the players just
Well, I mean, I'm not very nervous with our team.
Right. Yeah.
We have such a good group, and guys are pretty good at welcome, players from other teams, and that's the quality. I mean, it's the culture of the family culture, kind of play in and on that one in a way that the guys are welcome and they do whatever it takes to help them to feel comfortable.
How much are you just trying to monitor or pay attention to make sure he's not getting overwhelmed, even just in terms of he's back here in St. Louis, he's dealing with moving out, this and that, that can be a lot for someone.
I don't think you can control that. Every player lives it their ways, and I'm sure that's the same for him. I live my way. I'm sure it was the same thing for, let's say, Bo when he went to Vancouver. We're all different, and we all live that differently. And but at the end of the day, it's be focused on the job we have to do, and he knows why he's with us. It's help us to make the playoffs, and hopefully we could have a good run.